Hello, welcome to the Daily Political Tarot Readings here on the Black and Orange channel. Thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate it. I am here 365 days of the year, and yeah, you just can't get rid of me. So it's Chicago. Hello from Chicago. Here with myself, and this is Boo Boo's and Kitty, who is about as happy as a kitty can be on the gray chair of happiness. And yeah, so we're here. I have cards. I had wiped off my standing desk, so I have to open my planner back up because it actually is a sound buffer for when I'm shuffling and things like that, because otherwise the whole standing desk works like a sounding board. It gets very loud. Okay. Oh, Kristen. Ghislaine Maxwell doesn't want accusers being called victims at the trial. We read on the nicest people, don't we? But anyway, you are the nicest people. I so look forward to talking to you every day. You're funny and very sweet. And why are my comments not loading? There we go. All right. All right, great. Okay. 10% of income that comes into the channel goes to feedingamerica.org, which supplies food to food banks across the country. That's an ongoing thing. And it is Wednesday, so I've got a hard cutoff time at 1:40, but I can usually get through the questions by then. Let me think what else. Yeah, it's just there's so much happening in the news. All those planets started moving forward again, and it's just there's so much, and it's all coming. They're getting a kind of a fire hose effect. Thank you, Kay. Thank you. Appreciate that. Okay. I have my Halloween cards. It is October. And okay, oh, you like the cover? With the five of wands. Thank you. So I've got space for more questions, but not many. So I'm just going to start reading on what I've got, and as I run across more, I will add it in. Whoa. Okay, I'm about to fall over. Uncover the news. Breaking. Joe Manchin tells associates he's considering leaving the Democratic Party and has an exit plan. Oh, blank. Well, guess what just got moved up to the top? Oh my gosh, the implications of that are huge. I'm speechless. I'm sorry. I've got dead air here because I'm trying to go and grab the question out of the chat here because oh my gosh. All right, there's a link here. Mother Jones has it. Let's share this and we can learn the details together, okay? Share screen, Chrome tab, scoop. Okay, can you see that? I'm going to leave the overlay up if it's all right, because it's pretty easy to see through. Manchin tells associates he's considering leaving the Democratic Party, has an exit plan. He could pull the trigger if he doesn't get his way on the Build Back Better bill. In recent days, Manchin has told associates he's considering leaving the Democratic Party if they don't agree to his demand to cut the size of the social infrastructure bill from $3.5 trillion to $1.75 trillion. And if he did, he'd declare himself an American independent. Manchin he's been discussing bolting from the Democratic Party, perhaps to place pressure on Biden and the Democrats. He has a two-step plan for exiting the party. First, he would send a letter to Chuck Schumer, removing himself from the Democratic leadership of the Senate. He's chairman of the Senate Democrats Policy and Communications Committee. He hopes that would send a signal. He would then wait and see if that move had any impact on the negotiations. After about a week, he said he would change his voter registration from Democrat to independent. And it's unclear in the scenario if Manchin would end up caucusing with the Democrats. Okay. So, all right. Susan is saying that Sheila Celtic Cheryl, we love Sheila, said she thinks this new strategy is sneaking Republicans in by running them as Democrats. Okay, overloaded Celtic. Here we go. Manchin, overloaded Celtic. We're doing it. Stand back. I got it. My palms just started sweating. And I'm like, no, I'm not getting afraid. I'm going to do what I can. I'm going to contact my representatives. I'm going to stand here. I'm going to do the readings. I'm going to make my voice heard. Michelle says, leave it to Grandpa Black Lung. I like that. RC, and you're on point. Thank you. Thank you, Kathy Anderson. Leah says, I gave up on politics. Sorry, this country seems to want to go to the right. So sad. I don't think but it's not the majority who want to go to the right. I'll get some more questions here in a minute, guys. All right, Joe Manchin. Okay, I need to calm down. I woke up, I slept funny, and there was a huge knot in my shoulder here. And so I spent most of the morning trying to get rid of it. So I'm a little stiff as it is. And I just got a little jolt of adrenaline, which is not my friend. Adrenaline's not my friend, folks. When you've gone through PTSD and all this kind of stuff, not your friend. Okay. But we've got this. Thank you, Jeffrey. Thank you. Doc C. Mom says, Manchin's trying to make your stinger come out. That might happen. Hillary says, the moon is full in Aries. Okay. Hang on. Where is this? Wait. Okay, I'm signed in. Why am I signed up in the wrong thing? No, that's the right thing. So why can't I access my... Oh no, because I'm looking in the wrong place. Okay, wait. I'm pretty sure I've got Manchin already in my database. I want to know where this full moon is landing in his chart. Because I've got him in here, don't I? McCarthy, Maxwell. I do not. Shoot. All right. Well, in that case, I will have to do this. Let me just try their database. And if it's not there, I'll have to do this later. And I'll let you know what I find. Do you have Manchin? No, not in their database. In that case, let's look at, there's one other thing I can look up quickly. Hang on. Astro theme might have him. I believe I don't have him in my database. Joe Manchin. Nope. Joe Jonas. Nope, nobody's got it. All right, I'll have to do that later. Sorry about the delay. Okay, we're trying. Okay, so we're 11 and a half minutes in. To make that much money from coal, to make that much money from fossil fuels, and to be against things that will help your own state. What is he doing to help his state transition out of fossil fuels? I lived in West Virginia. I mean, I've told you guys the stories about, moving from small town West Virginia to suddenly being in Europe in a British school, and people, not only was I the only American there, but because I didn't go to an American high school over there, I went to British, I did British A levels. Not only was I the only American there, and they were judging America as a whole based on everything I did and didn't do. But they also talk about culture shock. So what has Joe Manchin been doing to help his, to do other than line his own pockets and keep the status quo? We're doing extended reading on Joe Manchin. Michelle has no time of birth per Wikipedia. Thank you. His birthday is on August 24th, 47. Dave, working on the coal mine, going down. Yeah. All right, let's see here. Joe Manchin. Okay, I know I sound like a crazy person when I talk about guides, but guides, because I do think we each have them, and they're trying their best. Guides, could you please go talk to his guides? What is going on here? I know he has free will, although technically we both have free will and everything's fated. I always get that it's both. And at the same time, it's very strange. It's like you can't wrap your head around it. It's like, okay, I accept that. This would be huge. Linda McMurtry saying, Autumn, I grew up overseas. I know exactly what you mean. Sherry H is saying he's helping his kids get filthy rich too. Apparently I'm starting with 5 cards. Mel says the moon's at 13 degrees in his second house, I think. Well, that's your money. That's your second house is values and valuables. And we know which of those is apparently more important to him than actually helping his people. Page of Swords, childish. Swords are legislation, and in this case, being a legislator, legislation It can be voting, it can be legislation, it can be law enforcement. Childish, and also in this deck, you can see in his little satchel, that's a camera and binoculars. It's a spy. A childish legislative spy. Not literally. I don't think he's spying for the Republicans. It's just not what he appears to be, not what he's pretending to be. Mel says, I wish I could share what I'm looking at. I don't read charts. Well, I'll get there. Hillary's saying there's still information on Manchin's daughter that could be made more public. Okay. 7 of Swords, a thief. Queen of Swords, 3 of Cups, 6 of Swords, King of Cups. Okay, if this was reversed, my blood pressure would shoot through the roof, because this would be Democrats, Biden leaving. And all these are swords. This is all about legislation. But it's Democrats trying to leave, Biden. Between the two, it's not a rush out. Laura says, as a Virgo, his mind works like a computer. He knows he's supposed to care, but he doesn't know why. Well, there are positive and negative sides to every sign, and I just want to say that before the Virgos in the Virgos who watch this are like, wait a second. No, I'm a Sun Scorpio, so you know that I know all about, and I've heard all my life about the negative side of Scorpio. But yeah. Sherry says, time for the Dems to play dirty. Like the January 6th Commission going after any Republican senators who were involved in the January 6th investigation to get them. And of course, that'd be reinstated. At least most of them would be reinstated by Republican governors. But I wonder if it's all of them. You were right. My stinger is a little bit more visible than normal. Not using it. Okay, let's see here. Are they still holding up the nomination of Matthew Graves for U.S. Attorney for D.C.? Wouldn't Graves be the person who? You guys will have to tell me. Wouldn't Graves be the person who would go after Bannon if it passes in the House? Lynn, I think Trump already gave his DNA for E. Jean Carroll. Correct me if I'm wrong, folks, but I could have sworn that already happened. But please correct me if I'm wrong. And Fortenberry, I don't know if it's in there or not. I'm trying to juggle too many things right now, but I definitely want to read on Fortenberry, because what I read on yesterday was, I read on the wrong thing. I read on something that was already passed, and there was this kind of a slap on the wrist, don't do it again. But I need to read on the actual criminality. Diana says Manchin wouldn't join the Republicans. I don't think he'd just move independent. He's saying independent. Black and Orange Tarot and Astrology. That's the prosecutor who will oversee the January 6th prosecutions, and possibly Steve Bannon. See, all my questions are going all skew-with. Am I buffering? Oh gosh, I hope not. All right, what is this guy's name? Let me write this down and I'll see what else I can do. Sherry says, I'm a Gemini. I'm ready to go for the metaphorical throat now. Yes, Mox, Doxy Mom, your stinger's cresting on the horizon. Just a little... What do you say, Wackus Bonkus? Wackus Stingus. Kill him. Naughty Wackus Stingus. Okay, hang on a second. Where was that? Eleanor Holmes Norton. Okay. I'm going to look at that next. Eleanor Norton, BC. U.S. Attorney. Nomination held up. Okay. I don't know how many questions I'm going to get through today. I might have to come back later. Oh my gosh. Kathy says, I'm a Taurus. I've got some horns too. God. Linda says, I'm a Leo sun. Watch me roar. Yes. Alicia says, my Capricorn horns are ready and aimed. Pamela says, oh, Mary Trump is getting DNA. That was it. Just rat, the Sag in me is jumping up and down. Got your arrows in the quiver. Pamela says, just let me into Congress. I'm a Virgo, and I would clean and organize the place. And bless you for it. Sherry says, I'm Aries rising with my moon in Aquarius. Dave says, I'm a Libra. I outthink them. Okay. So part 2 is at 23 minutes. Okay. Part 2, 23 minutes. Boy, the time stamping is going to be a complete mess, especially since I'm going to be away from the computer as soon as I leave here. See what I can do to clean it up before this afternoon. Frosty Bean, do you feel like Rachel Maddow when her whole news show gets reworked at the last minute? Yeah, except I don't have any assistants. Oh, at 2:15 p.m. Eastern, the Senate is voting on the voting rights bill. So at 1:15, oh my gosh, it is a fire hose. Whew, all the stuff happening at once. Oh, Kristen's sharing breaking news. House Rules Committee approves contempt of Congress referral against Steve Bannon. Vote down party lines. Okay. Jeffrey says my queen of a third house, 29.5-degree Leo sun is outraged. Still a Leo. Sherry saying methinks Manchin just spewed fighting words. Yes. All right. Overloaded Celtic. Manchin. Dude. He thinks he's doing the right thing. But the right thing for whom? He has kind of a Citizens United view, which is the big companies who lobby him and give him large amounts of money, he doesn't see them as the owners. He sees them as all the people working under the owners as one entity. So he thinks he's doing the right thing by protecting the large companies, and it lines his pockets. So it's, as far as he's concerned, it's a win-win. And he doesn't understand why other politicians don't do that. Thank you, Jeffrey. Thank you. Manchin, Joe Manchin. Are you going to change parties? Are you going to keep playing these games? He really does not. He really doesn't get it. There's no. With a lot of these guys, I get a kind of kind of aspect, give it to the, own a lib kind of thing. No, that's not this. He believes that he's in the right. What's the, I'm getting picking up energy. It's like he's thinking, what's the good of giving all of these handouts and welfare? Yeah, why does this guy call himself a Democrat? All right, what's going to happen to you, Joe Manchin? Rasslin Reed says that's why Bernie torched him. Oh, did you see they were talking? Manchin and Bernie got together. They were talking, and they came together out to get into their cars. And they had a picture together. And it wasn't caught on camera, but one of the crew people there heard Manchin yell something or kind of say something loudly. And he was saying to Bernie, never give up, Bernie. Why would you say to somebody you've been in negotiation with, why would you say never give up? Never give up. You're disagreeing with them. Why? Why would you say that? Never give up. Never give up, Bernie. What kind of conversation would you have right before that? Card for the reading. Devil card. In the past, Two of Pentacles. He's been straddling that line for a long time. Excuse me, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Center of the reading, Star. Oh, yeah, everything's radiating around him right now. Because would we, I agree, Jane, we'd lose control of the Senate, wouldn't we? Because anyway, above the reading, he's tired of being attacked. Oh, I'm sorry. Did we disturb you on your yacht? Death card. Base of the reading, King of Cups, page, there's that page of swords again. Been talking to he's been talking to the president. He knows Biden, doesn't he? Because I'm not getting the usual kind of, oh my gosh, I'm talking to the president kind of energy you get off of some of these people. I'm getting yeah, I know him. He's just another branch of government. So he doesn't have the kind of, he has no sense of awe. Or very little sense of awe. And he's tired of being attacked. So there is a certain stick it to everybody. I'll take my bat and my ball and I'll go home. Wheezy Squeezebox is saying if Manchin flipped, McConnell would regain power. Okay, near future. Six of Swords. Queen of Swords. Well, at least McConnell can't shut down the January 6th committee because that's in the House. Home environment. High Priest. Secrets out the wazoo. Oh my gosh, the secrets. He has skeletons in closets within closets within closets. Hopes and fears. His hopes and fears. He's the big guy. I wonder if he wants to run for president. A lot of these people do. But he's the big guy. He wants to be super, super, super important. What other people see? You were a Democrat. You ran as a Democrat. We voted for you as a Democrat. They voted for you as a Democrat, I should say. If I had lived in West Virginia, he was a Democrat on the ticket. I wouldn't have voted for him in the primary, but in the general election, I absolutely would have voted for him. But he's been in politics so long, and was he governor at one point? He thinks he can do whatever he wants because he's been able to do whatever he wants. Challenge card. Challenge card is the far right. How much power is the far right going to get? Okay. Now, right after this, we are looking at is McConnell going to retake the Senate? And I might come on this evening once I have my once I have the astrology. Okay. Okay, near future one we saw. Legislature moving or him possibly leaving the Democratic Party. Queen of Swords, that would be the other Democrats or just other legislators or the parliamentarian. It could be a number of things here, but I'd need to get qualifiers. Final outcome 1, 2, and 3. My overloaded Celtics are massive. Final outcome 3 of Swords, Chariot, 5 of Cups. That is a card of disappointment, but it's in this deck, it's much more this figure who's disappointed. I'm going to knock over your thing. And then it's like, well, that didn't quite have the huge earth-shattering effect I thought it would. But I've got serious legal heartbreak in the center and a big flippin' change. Big change. But then it's like he loses all of his power. Not all of it, like he gets kicked out, but he may be mad that he's being attacked. But if he basically betrays the Democrats, from that point on, he's persona non grata, and no one will trust him with anything. This would he might do it, but he would be so completely shooting himself in the foot. It feels like. Possible breakthrough on Biden's spending package. I just saw the headline pop up here. Anybody know about that? Just a little bit more on Manchin. Pamela, yes, Joe Manchin was the former governor of West Virginia. Okay. Hillary's saying read more. I'm trying to see if there is more here. Knight of Swords. Well, that's movement, but that feels like what I was talking about earlier. I wonder if law enforcement is going to make a change in the... Okay. I'm so sorry about your questions today. I'm just... I will get to them, but will the law enforcement make a change in the Senate? That'll be the other one. Will the January 6th committee / law enforcement? And or law enforcement, because we know there's some stuff out there. Fruits of labor. He has so much money. He has so much money. King of Wands. That's Trump. You want to become a Republican now? Be a party of Trump? You want them in charge. Six of Ghosts. Yeah, he has his money, but he'd be joining the party of Trump, and he would be. It feels like you'd be. I mean, the Senate would try to get you to go with them on some things, but on the whole, you would be persona non grata. You're toast. You're an outcast. They're having a party, and you are so not invited. All right, that feels like all I've got on that. So the next question would be, at 38:30, is McConnell going to take back control? Sorry, I got a t-shirt on. I don't like showing my arms, but will McConnell take back control of the Senate? Oh, McConnell is gleeful. Oh, and by the way, before I forget to tell you guys, last night when the committee was voting to hold Bannon in contempt, I just got the most overwhelming sense from Bannon of popping corks on champagne bottles. The best publicity. My viewership's going to go up. We've made the Dems so mad. Look what they have to resort to. It was last night felt like a total win for Bannon, according to Bannon. That won't really stick over the long term. But here we go. All right. Electra Storm saying the energy's heating up for you. Yeah. And Kathy saying, let us vent. It's kind of nice. The questions are all ready for tomorrow. That's true. Michelle says we're all friends here. Well, absolutely. Weezy Squeezebox says the first time I've seen you in short sleeves. Yeah, I don't usually wear short sleeves on camera. Thank you, guys. You're very sweet. Thank you. Thank you, Rebecca. Thank you, Deborah. Okay. This is terrifying. 40-30. 40? 30? Will McConnell take back control of the Senate? Okay, this feels like a big reading too. All right, we're doing big readings today. Make room, people. McConnell. No. I'm getting a very big, I'll see what the cards say, but the energy surprises me because the energy I'm getting is a big no. He will never be majority leader again. It's the energy. Let's see what the cards have to say, because the whole point of the cards is to get past my biases as much as possible. Dawn, Autumn, sweet voice. Well, this is terrifying. Yes. Joanne, let's not put that out there. Why do I have to read on it? That's what we do here. This in our last episode, the Bannon. There's the whole thing about Bannon. Not Bannon. We were talking about Bannon. Manchin. Yes, Manchin. We were talking about Manchin, and it ended up with he's going to do the thing, and the thing doesn't quite have the punch that he thought it would. And we're picking up right there. Okay, in the past, McConnell, majority leader, the Grim Reaper, center of all, the dreams of a picked on little boy made real with power, I tell you, power. Ooh. Center of the reading, magician. Oh, pulling the rabbits out of the hat, getting his judges in, the judges he wants in there, stealing Supreme Court seats. Look how great I am. Above the reading for McConnell, Chariot, strength. All of that power, all of the power he has as majority leader in the Senate, and it feels like it's hanging. This is above in the reading. It feels like it's right there, but it's hanging above him, and he can't reach it because he's not in power right now. But that power, it's right there, and he's just staring at it. It's just out of reach. But if somebody could just move it's like, a cat trying to reach under a door to get a toy. The paw under there, if you could just touch the edge, just to get the back. That's what that feels like. The base of the reading, Death, Knight of Wands. Base of the reading is the damage that the Trumpists have done to the Republican Party. People who still fight for Trump. That's what he's sitting on, and he believes that's why he's not in power. He doesn't have the power that he had because of Trump. Yeah. Home environment, 10 of Pentacles. They're trying to distract the voters. like with Fox News and what have you. Oh, don't look at anything. Here, put on a blindfold so you're not looking at reality, and we'll lead you. And just pick up your stick. We'll guide you. Now swing really hard. Just keep swinging. You'll get a treat in the end. This is basically the card for Fox News too. All right. Hopes and fears that Trump will come back. That's the fear. The re-rising of Trump. What other people see. Knight of Swords. January 6th Commission, other things like that. Law enforcement for various things. The challenge. Can I get anything passed? It's easy to look. It's always easier being in the minority party. You get more. It's easier to keep the party together because you're all against. No, I need that. I need to get rid of that because you're all on the same page. You know, you're just opposed to the other side. You don't have to come up with anything nuanced. You don't have to come up with any answers. You just have to say no. But it actually feels like the differences in the party between the Trumpists and the regular Republicans is a lot stronger than we think on, sitting over here on our side. There's a lot more fighting for the soul of the party going on than even we know about. And he's in the middle of it. Reason number 837 why he hates Trump. Yes, Kristen, I saw about that. Trump's golf club is under new criminal probe over taxes. All right, McConnell, near future 1 and 2. Near future 1, refusal to play with the other side. Surprise. Near future 2, Tower. Final outcome 1, 2, and 3. 1, 8 of Pentacles, furiously writing legislation. King of Swords, furiously writing something. There's a King of Swords. 10 of, oh, thank heavens. This is Trump. This is Trump-related stuff. That scared me for a minute. I was like, no, this is this tower. That's the metaphorical Trump tower. Trumpy's tower falling down, falling down, falling down. Trumpy's tower falling down. Bye, bye, moron. Trumpy tower falling down. Republicans, they're writing a lot, but there's also a lot of cases. It's like a hurricane of paper. It's weird. But this is law enforcement, and this is the burden of Trumpism, and all the stuff that's going to be carried into court for Trump, both in New York, but also January 6th stuff and whatnot. Okay, this is a little worrying. I wonder if he will look at. I wonder if McConnell will rewrite some things and offer them to Manchin, as in, hey, we have these proposals. Do you like this? How about this? How about this? If you vote with us for these things, trying to convert Manchin bit by bit. Anybody who doesn't think McConnell has his eyes on the prize of being back in power knows nothing, has never met this man, has never seen this man, does not know anything about U.S. politics. Oh, Don, I hope you feel better. Yeah, I don't do the sun either, ever. No. Kristen saying the Trump lawsuit against the January 6th committee has been assigned to Judge Tanya Chutkin. Grammatically, it would be Chutkin, but you never know. She's been outspoken in her sentencing of defendants charged in the attack of the U.S. Capitol and has even extended sentences beyond what prosecutors have asked for in some cases. Hello. Hello, Judge Tanya Chutkin. Would you like some tea? Okay. I don't feel like McConnell is ever, I don't feel like he's ever going to be majority leader again. That's what it feels like. Okay. So, 51. Then the question is, let me see, are we at 51 yet? Yes, we are. Okay. 51, will the January 6th committee and or law enforcement make a change in the Senate? Some people removed from office, perhaps? And maybe not replaced by someone in their own party? Or just not able to be there for votes? I mean, because that's the thing. You can't just say, oh, it's a 50-50. It's 50-50. You have to make sure all of your 50 show up. Yes, Kathy Anderson, I like this judge. Yes, I'm with you on that. So, January 6th committee or just law enforcement in general? Are you going to make a change in the Senate within the next, by the end of 2022? Rest of this year or in 2022? Law enforcement. One way or the other is law enforcement. January 6th committee, are they going to make changes in maybe some Republican lawmakers being escorted out? Holly. 8 of Wands. That's the insurrection. That's all the things that the far right did. Okay, what do we got here? 8 of Pentacles. Knight of Pentacles. Empress. This is America, but it feels like also the power of women. King of Cups. 4 of Pentacles. This is Biden and his agenda. This is the miser. This is not having enough. Let's see if I can get some more information because I'm not getting a no here. Kristen has an update. Manchin responds to repeated questions about potentially switching parties with, I have no control of the rumors. Well, that's spoken like a true politician. You say, you just said nothing. Not a thing. Congratulations. Score 1 for the politician. Memories of echoes. For real, though, take them all out. As long as it's legally properly done, no violence, zero anything happening to anybody. We just want justice and voting. So Senate, any more information here? King of Pentacles. That's the Republican Party. Hermit. Six of Swords. Nine of Pentacles. Knight of Swords. King of Swords. There are still going to be plenty of Republicans who will be fine, but this was the planning and the execution of the insurrection. This is the law enforcement and prosecution. And I've got a card for the reading in the center of the reading, the King and Queen of Pentacles. I don't know if it's going to be in the Senate, but boy, am I getting... Yes, there are Republicans who are going to, let me just hang on, I need a sip. Rastin Reed says, I demand retribution. What? For what? What kind of retribution? Like this one who insists on starting fights with his brother, even when his brother's not doing anything, just walking past because he's so jealous all the time. And then to the point where Alfie Pumpkin finally gets to the point where he's just like, that's it. And he's just like, bop. Like a kitty bop. That kind of retribution. Bop. If it's one kitty to another, maybe. The Senate as cats. Pop, pop, pop. Sure. We're not picky. We're not picky at this point. Dave says I had to edit myself 3 times. Bless your heart, Dave. Thank you. I appreciate that. Done. I've had enough of your scree face. They don't do it with claws. It's like that's it. It's like getting hit with a card. Quit it. Republicans escorted out of the House. Republicans being escorted out of the Senate for their parts in the insurrection. The end of an era. Fifth. 5815 part 2. House. Remember, Republican members of the House being escorted out. Tower. 10 of Swords. Pointing fingers at everybody else. This is the insurrection. Excuse me, it's just the insurrection, but it's also trying to stir up stuff and point at everybody else because the Tower and the 10 of Swords. Oh, there's some stuff coming for House members. Whew. It's going to be their time in the barrel. They're going to be going through some things legally. House members. All right, what about the Senate? 3 of Cups, 2 of Pentacles, 6 of Pentacles. This feels more like playing along, giving just enough. And Republicans, it gets really wobbly, but I don't have this in the middle. If it was the other way around, I'd say Democrats were absolutely going to end up in full power. But it's not. This is just a weaker Republican Party. Because they're not dumb enough to lose as much. You get a lot more as a senator than you do as a representative. You get more prestige, you get more favors, you get more. Yeah, and they don't put that at risk easily. But it's definitely a weaker Republican Party. All right, I'm feeling less panicked now. Yes, Crema Rose, wibbly wobbly, timey wimey. That was a good episode. Okay. Oh, okay. Manchin's saying it's not true. I won't repeat what he said, but apparently he is someone in the pool, the press pool, pushed him some more, and he called it BS. Oh, good, Pamela. Good. Electra, Manchin's getting pushback. Oh, yeah. I'm going to take my ball, and I'm going to go home. Really? Or maybe I can stay. Insult to injury. Ten of Cups, Strength, Star. I still think he's the pushback, though, it feels like it's backfiring on him. But I still think some people on the right are going to try to have some conversations with him and say, hey, we have this idea. You like these ideas, don't you? If we have enough votes, you could maybe say you want this kind of thing. Here you go. Here's some ideas. Charlie says West Virginia will not like the switch. My understanding is West Virginia is actually quite red. True, Electrostorm. He thought it would go one way, and now he's getting it. Yeah. Yes, Janice. Best not to cut off his nose to spite his face. Don says Manchin is a pony-faced cowboy full of malarkey. I like it. Yes. Totally agree. Thank you for putting that in a way that I could repeat it. Electra, the right is already talking to him, though, like cinema. There are a lot of Dems in West Virginia. I know that, but it's been a really red state. Why am I pulling through more cards? It feels like there's nothing more to read on this for now. Horse hockey, exactly. What did Colonel Potter used to call it? Horse hockey? Was it horse hockey? Horse pucky? What did he say? The Senate sandbox. Yes, exactly. That feels like Trump. It doesn't feel like Manchin. Well, that's partially Manchin, but it doesn't entirely feel like him. Knight of Cups, Hanged Man, Judgment. Yeah. Yeah, maybe don't do that. When he said it was, yes, Rosalind reads, it's balderdash. Exactly. It's balderdash, I tell you. Balderdash. When he said it was balderdash, we're going to go with that word. So that wasn't a mealy mouth political answer. That was this is not true. I think it's true. I think it was. I think he was thinking about it. I don't think it's a rumor. I don't think it was. Who did it come from? The AP or something? All right. There's so much else to read on too. Okay. Eleanor Norton. She was a double-barreled last name. Laura says, once again, you've saved my sanity for the afternoon. Oh, good. Pamela, oh, that was most definitely a thread. Yes. And I'm planning on coming on again this evening, but I'm going to be talking astrology. I'm going to look up astrology here, and I'm going to work some things out. And if I have time, I'll make graphics because I'm me. Because I can't do things half balderdash. Half. DDN is saying his threat didn't go over like he thought, so now he denies it. Yes. Phyllis Rowan is saying David Korn from Mother Jones wrote the Manchin article. Oh, please, David Korn? David Korn does not screw around. Shucks, exactly. I like these. Shucks and balderdash, yes. Cat, shepherd, bass, ackwards, exactly. Linda, do you know what time is asking what time? Do you know? Linda McMurtry is asking, do you know what time you'll be back on this evening? I'm hoping by 7. I'm hoping. It might have to be 8, but I'd rather it was 7. Maybe come on for an hour, just go over charts and stuff. We'll see. I think actually it's going to have to be 8 because I'm going to lose time this afternoon. I go through some of it on the creative sprints over on Book Art Media at 4 o'clock. Whatever creative thing you do. Well, thank you, Dawn. 7 p.m. Central. I'm a little concerned about committing to 7 because it might be closer to 8, just because I'm going to lose time this afternoon. But I don't want to say 8. I don't know. Laurel, can you look at Cinema's chart too? I don't know if I'm going to have time. I mean, I'm really going to have to look at these other charts. A bunch of them. 7:30 says Russ and Reads, maybe. I'm not sure. Somewhere around there. I'll put up a link on the community page, and I'll set up a live stream for a particular time. I will set up a live stream for a particular time, and I'll put it out on social media too once I figure out. But yeah, whew, the days are just packed. Eleanor, what was the first part of her name? Eleanor Norton. She's the nominee to be the U.S. Attorney in Washington, D.C., and her nomination is being held up. 109. Holmes, thank you. I knew it was something memorable, but I couldn't remember it. Holmes. Okay. So 10 overthought on my time. Cool. All right. Eleanor Holmes Norton is the nominee to be the U.S. Attorney in Washington, D.C. Her nomination is being held up. She is the person who would be prosecuting, or at least deciding on the prosecution, whether or not to prosecute Steve Bannon if the House votes to hold him in contempt of Congress, which I'd be surprised if they didn't. Thank you, Dave. Thank you, Diane. Thank you, Dawn. Friend is on GMT. Oh, I understand. I understand. Eleanor Holmes Norton. Okay, I'm getting a mental image of someone. They've got a big sculpture, and they're dragging it like this, and it's this big lump of marble that's vaguely in human shape, but it's as it's being dragged, it's so heavy, it's pushing the earth along in that as it's being dragged. That's what the people holding up the her nomination, they are determined. They've made the heaviest thing to move, for one person to move, the heaviest thing, and then they're in charge of moving it. Okay, so yeah, see, I'm moving it. See how hard I'm working to move it. Yeah, that's just, yeah. Okay, yeah, Eleanor Holmes Norton. Norton, the King of Swords. Whoo, she is ready to just, it's not just like law enforcement, it's just like Valkyrie. Go after the bad people. Valkyrie. Knight of Cups. Four of Pentacles. Eight of Wands. Death card. Yoy. Six of Swords. They're throwing everything they can at her. Democrats are trying to move forward. Republicans are just, no, you can't have it. No. Throwing everything they can. It does. I'm trying to get this. Is it the death of their arguments, and then she moves forward into the job? Clarifier. Let's get a clarifier. Elanor Holmes. Who is this woman? If I had the time, I'd go pull up her picture, because I would not go against her. Seriously, if people knew they were going up against her, they would seriously think twice about breaking the law. It's like, oh wait, maybe I don't want to do that. Page of Swords. Who's in that position now? Who's in her position now? Anybody know? Knight of Swords, Temperance, Lovers. They're going to drag it out. They are going to drag it out. Like Electra says, are you sure it's Eleanor and not someone she recommended? She's 84 years old. Is she? She feels like somebody you do not want to mess with. All right, let me, okay, hang on. Eleanor Holmes Norton. So she is, let me see, check the news here. So is she really, she's the nominee? Senate Republicans reportedly blocking Biden nominee to lead the January 6th prosecutions. Eleanor Holmes Norton, and the non-voting House member from Washington, D.C. She might be 84, but her energy is not wussy. That's what I'm getting. So, yeah, Electra says, I Googled, I'm not seeing any nomination under her name. I know, but I put in the word, I put in nominee after her name, and it came up in the news. So, because it didn't show up when I first just put her, when I just put her name in, I didn't see it either. It's not just you. Okay, well. What's the point of being a non-member, non-voting member of the House? These two came out together. Sword of Truth and Burden. This was in the center, Judgment, and come King of Cups, Seven of Pentacles. I'm just getting them dragging it out. Everything from the mental image I got to the cards I'm getting, they're just going to drag it out and drag it out and drag it out. So who's going to... So if not... Oh, I know why she can't vote. It's just like... Why even create the position? Talk about... No taxation without representation. How about no seat without voting? What, I just sit here? I'm sure she does a lot of good things. But still, it's like, really? Give DC a vote. Make Puerto Rico a state while you're at it, please. And Washington, D.C. There's space on the flag. 119. I'd like to read on something. Well, there's plenty to read on, and I've only got like 4 minutes left before I absolutely have to go, I'm afraid. But like I said, I'm going to come on this evening. Oh, Dan Scavino's not ready to cooperate with the January 6th committee, his attorney's saying. Yeah, that's smart. Bunch of brain donors. All right. Well, I'll tell you what. I'm just going to leave it there. I'll look things up, and I'll come back this evening. So there's, or at least have a voice. I think they should give a vote, but that's just me. Okay, anyway, so I'm just going to stop there, but I will be back this evening, and I will definitely be back tomorrow. All right, so hang in there. We're going to be okay. We are. All right, even if I'm not going to say even if some on the right can rise for a while again, because the energy doesn't say they will. And their astrology is terrible in general. So, Holly and Francis, please make sure to record it so I can watch it tomorrow. Oh, thank you for that. Yeah, it'll be a live stream like this one. They're always recorded. So, all right. So that's going to do it for me for right now. I've got some things I have to do this afternoon because it's Wednesday. And then at 4 o'clock, right now at the Tone, it will be 1:38 p.m. in Chicago. Ding. At 4 o'clock, I'll be over at Book Art Media. Links in the description to do 4 25-minute creative sprints. You're always welcome. I'm not trying to sell you anything. It's not monetized. It's just focusing on your own creative project for 25 minutes, and then we encourage each other for 3 minutes, and then we go back to focus. It's a good way to carve time out of your schedule to do any kind of creative work that you want to do. Because the world needs your creative energy, seriously. It's good for your health. It's good for the world. It's just good. So I'll be there from 4 to 6, and then somewhere between 7 and 8, I'm going to come on tonight, but it's only going to be astrology. I'll even try to make some graphics. Heaven help us all. Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Blessed be memories of echoes. Thank you. All right. I will see you guys later. Thank you. Take care.